Attraction, it's one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. We feel it instantly, often without knowing why. It can be sparked by a look, a voice, a shared moment, or even a scent. But what really draws us to someone? Is it all just physical, or is there more happening beneath the surface? In this video, we're diving deep into the psychology of attraction, uncovering the surprising factors that influence who we're drawn to and why. From facial symmetry to emotional vulnerability, from pheromones to shared values, the science of attraction is more complex and fascinating than you might think. Let's begin with the most obvious factor: physical appearance. Yes, it plays a role, especially in initial attraction. Studies show that we tend to be drawn to facial symmetry, as it subconsciously signals good health and strong genes. But there's more nuance here. Features like a strong jawline, clear skin, or wide-set eyes often align with cultural standards of beauty, but attractiveness isn't universal. What one culture finds beautiful, another may not. And over time, physical attractiveness becomes less important compared to deeper traits. That brings us to familiarity, also known as the mere exposure effect. Simply being around someone repeatedly can increase our attraction to them. Our brains are wired to feel safer around what we know, and repeated positive exposure builds trust and comfort. Think about how someone might grow more attractive to you the more time you spend with them, even if you didn't feel that initial spark. Next is proximity. In psychology, the propinquity effect suggests that physical or virtual closeness increases the likelihood of attraction. This is why many relationships begin at work, in school, or through mutual social spaces. The more opportunities we have to interact, the more likely we are to develop feelings, especially if those interactions are positive. But attraction isn't just about where or how often we see someone, it's also about similarity. We're more likely to be attracted to people who share our interests, values, backgrounds, and even communication styles. This is called homophily, our natural tendency to gravitate toward people who are like us. Shared beliefs can create a sense of understanding and emotional safety. Interestingly, though, complementarity, the idea that opposites attract, can also work, particularly when differences balance each other out in supportive ways. Now let's talk chemistry, literally. Our bodies are constantly giving off invisible signals, including pheromones, which influence attraction on a biological level. While research is still emerging, there's evidence that scent plays a subtle but powerful role in who we find attractive. Women, for example, may prefer the natural scent of men with genetically different immune systems, which could enhance the health of potential offspring. Psychologists also highlight the importance of emotional availability and vulnerability. We're drawn to people who allow us to be ourselves, who open up and let us in. This is linked to something called emotional reciprocity, the shared exchange of personal thoughts and feelings. When someone shares something meaningful with us, it invites closeness and trust. That feeling of being seen can be incredibly attractive. Another big factor is confidence, but not arrogance. True confidence signals self-assuredness, independence, and security. We're often attracted to people who know who they are and aren't afraid to be that person. It's magnetic because it sets a stable emotional tone. On the flip side, desperation or insecurity tends to repel us. Attraction often starts with how someone makes us feel about ourselves in their presence. There's also something called the halo effect. When we find one quality attractive, say someone's smile or voice, we tend to assume they have other positive traits too, like kindness or intelligence. This cognitive bias explains why we might overlook flaws in someone we're attracted to, at least in the beginning. It's a mental shortcut, but one that can make early attraction feel more intense than it actually is. Let's not forget the impact of body language and tone of voice. Nonverbal cues like eye contact, posture, gestures, and even how someone laughs can deeply influence attraction. For example, mutual eye contact can stimulate the release of oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. Our voices also carry emotional cues. Tone, rhythm, and pitch can spark feelings of warmth, safety, or excitement. And finally, we need to talk about timing and emotional readiness. Sometimes we meet someone amazing but just aren't in the right place emotionally. Attraction doesn't exist in a vacuum, it's shaped by our own self awareness, needs, and life circumstances. We're more open to connection when we feel stable, secure, and ready to be vulnerable. The right person at the wrong time might not feel attractive at all, simply because our internal state isn't aligned. So, what really draws us in? It's a complex blend of biology, psychology, and environment. It's chemistry mixed with timing, personality paired with body language, shared values, and just enough mystery to keep us curious. Attraction is not a fixed formula, it evolves. What sparks it may be instinctive, but what sustains it is intentional. And when you understand the psychological forces at play, you begin to see that attraction is about so much more than looks. It's about connection, resonance, and that deep human desire to be understood and accepted, just as we are. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this.